Davis County Board of Commissioners to order. Commissioner Zell, would you lead us in honoring this great nation?
Join me in saluting our flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Gilbreth.
Join me in the word of prayer. Father, we come to you this morning. We thank you for this day and the grace and the mercy we just ask your hand to be on this meeting. And all the officials in our country, Father, thank you for blessing this country in this time. We need your guidance. We just ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Ms. Cindy, do we have a quorum?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Yes, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Approval of minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes. We have our regular commission meeting minutes from June 17th and our special meeting the evening of June 17th.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve the minutes from our regular meeting on June 17th, 2021, and our special meeting that evening on June 17th, 2021. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. All right, real quick, EDC, do you guys have a report for us? Anybody want to come up? And I know Mike is out of town, but we're ready for yours.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Like you mentioned, we finally gave Mike a little break, so he's on vacation. But I will give a small little report on what we did this last month. We were pretty busy, so I'll just talk about a few of the areas. As you know, our main areas are business attraction, BRE, and workforce development. For business attraction, we had started filming these videos to highlight our main industries here in the county. And we did get an aviation one completed, and we had started an agriculture one, but they did start filming in February, and everything was pretty dry, so they really couldn't get good footage. But with all the rain that we've been getting, it's nice and green, so they've started our agriculture video again. These videos are used to highlight our main industries, but they're also sent out to site consultants. We do have a spreadsheet that has site consultants from all over the U.S. as well as other countries, and we do try to send them information about Roswell, Chaves County every so often, just so they do know what we have here in the county, and if they ever do have a project, they keep Roswell in mind. Irma is still continuing to conduct BRE visits and calls. She did a total of 34 this last month, and that is a combination of non-member and member businesses. For workforce development, it's actually one of our main areas because anytime we have a project proposal or we talk to a site consultant, it's one of their first questions. What are you guys doing for workforce development, and how is your workforce? So we did do a couple of things for workforce, and one was testify with USAB for JTIP, which is the Job Training Incentive Program, and they did get awarded the full amount that they requested, which was funding for 19 trainees for a total of $134,098, and they did get the full amount for that. We also did coordinate a small event with New Mexico Solar Group, where they actually awarded 3 scholarships to 3 technical education students from ENUR. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for attending that. We appreciate your support. The 3 students were, one was aviation maintenance technology, one was welding, and the other was HVAC. They each got $1,000 scholarships for their educational expenses. We have also recently started working on our Career and Technical Education program again, and that is CTE. We did have meetings with all the superintendents in the county, that's Roswell, Dexter, Hagerman, and Lake Arthur, and we did meet with them individually to kind of discuss their thoughts and ideas on CTE, and of course offer them our partnership. We will be having our first CTE event next week on the 30th, and it is an Industry Expo Day. Counselors, principals, and the superintendent of our ASD will be attending, and they will go around and talk to our different industry partners who do decide to participate and discuss their needs and how the counselors can help prepare these students for these industry jobs. So if you guys have industry partners that may be interested in participating, send them our way. And that is all I have, so I'm open to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions? I don't see any, but thank you guys, and you guys are doing a great job for this community, and really important, I think, for us to get going with the CTE program, and hopefully all the school districts are on board, because we definitely need more vocational programs for our kids to get into and provide those services to our citizens. I know everybody here is typically, if they have plumbing problems, where they're calling a plumber, got electrical problems, it's typically things that we're not doing ourselves, and we need those folks to be able to come out and take care of us. So thank you guys for what you're doing to try and get that program going. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our usual report from the Chamber of Commerce is not going to happen this morning. I understand things are moving along well, but Ms. Moore is just getting back from a trip, and so she won't be here today. But with that, I'm going to hand the mic over to Commissioner Ezell, because he wants to receive a report from some of his constituents.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've got some constituents here from the affected area of West Orchard Park Road that received so much flood damage Memorial Day weekend, and it didn't get the attention that the water coming across the airbase did in the media, and they would like to make just a short presentation, and I would like to let them go now so that they can get back to their lives instead of having to be entertained by our normal council meetings or commission meetings. So with your permission, I'd like to turn it over to Charles Harper.
If you would state your name and address for the record.
My name is Charles Harper. I live at 89 Larry Road. I'd like to thank the Board of Commissioners for taking the time to hear our concerns. This is not a gripe session, but instead we're looking at it as an opportunity to open the door to find a solution to our problems out on Orchard Park Road. I'd also like to thank Mr. Zell for putting boots on the ground, coming out 3 or 4 times. I'd like to thank Mr. Joe West for taking the time from the road department to come out and take a look at what we got going on. I'd also like to thank Mr. Dick Wright, who took the time to be candid about what he thought about the flood situation. I'd also like to thank Ms. Karen Sanders, who put together the emergency declaration. I am hereby requesting on behalf of myself and my neighbors that under the emergency declaration that the following roads be repaired: Concho, Lariat, Ambush, Two Sticks, and Lancet. The repairs should include, but not limited to, blading, correcting the bar ditches, installing culverts, crowning the roads, establishing proper drainage, and hauling materials and signs and other things concerned. Also, we would like for the flood plan to be reviewed. We'd like for the Board of Commissioners to authorize our flood control commissioner to collaborate with other agencies to come up with a solution to the flooding problem and help seek out the finances to do the necessary projects. And, you know, some possibilities are if the infrastructure bill gets through the Senate and maybe block grant, just whatever finances are available. And we'd also like to request that we collaborate with the State Highway Department to maintain the culverts on 285. And that means keeping the debris cleaned out of them, and also addressing the issue that there now, all of the trash and debris that will replug the culverts. I think those culverts hadn't been cleaned out since Mike Pence came to town and the Secret Service checked them out, so. Yeah, so, but anyway, that's about what I have for my portion. So if you guys have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Commissioners, any questions?
Thank you.
Mr. Gomez, do you,
My name is Michael Gomez. I reside on 39 Ambush Road. I have held this property since 1984. In the past 30-plus years, I have never seen so much water come down Orchard Park Road. I have addressed my concern about previous floodwaters coming down Orchard Park Road, and I sent an email to all the commissioners about 5 or 6 years ago. The only one that responded was Mr. Williams and Joe West. They came and replaced the culvert on Ambush Road. Since then, we've had issues of water that continues to come down Orchard Park Road. Of the recent flood, my brother and I traced the path of this water that came down from the west. Without going into any private property, we concluded that it came from the area of Juan Lake, which is beyond Brown Road, private property. The huge amount of water that came down, I believe, was caused either by a man-made levee, unauthorized, in that area, or obstacles that held the water back. The flood control superintendent indicated that it was from the breach from the dams. And the path does not come from that area. Long-term plan, I recommend that to locate the source and contain or redirect the water. In following the path, we came on Wild Road, and the path of this flood passed the dam on Wild Road about a mile, maybe a mile and a half north of it. So maybe this water could be directed to that dam on Wild Road. Obviously, this is going to be a long-term plan because we've never had so much water coming at one time. I would like to see a short-term plan from the county and the flood commission to provide deeper drainage ditch on Orchard Park Road. When we first moved in '84, the bar ditch was sometimes 5 feet deep. Now it's maybe 3 feet to non-existence. Chavez County policy is that any public or private residence driveways need to have a culvert that leads off Orchard Park Road. To my knowledge, I've only seen 3 residents that have held to that obligation. These culverts need to be huge in order to contain the water, to keep it from going north onto Lariat Road and damaging any other property and livestock. The other thing is that the Ambush and Concho Roads have applied for the county to take over the maintenance, and we've worked hard to bring them up to standards, but with continued flooding, we're like taking a step back every time it rains because it washes all our efforts away. So until this problem is resolved, we're pretty much at the mercy of the county flood commission and the Chavez County plans to resolve the issue. And in closing, the only thing I can say is that when you have so much water come down that can move obstacles, has to come from either a man-made levee or created by nature. But either way, it's got to be resolved. Thank you for your time.
Gomez? Thank you.
Hi, thank you for your time. I am Natalie Sweeney. I reside at 84 Lariat Road. The damage out there that myself and my neighbors, I have neighbors that suffered way more than I did. Our well collapsed in around our casing 8 feet. We've done nothing but just pump trash water for over 30 days. We're hauling water in to feed our to water our livestock, cook, clean, or anything else. Septic tanks have been flooded. We've had reports of several people that, are needing their septic systems worked on. We've implemented and put in new filtration systems on our wells to try to clean the trash water out and refill the wells. The damage is just, it's going to take months and months to clean up. And we appreciate everything that has been done, but there definitely needs to be more that is looked into and done. It isn't comfortable to sit inside your home and it sounds like roaring rapids outside the walls. It's a little unsettling. But we definitely thank you for your time and attention to this matter. Thank you.
Thank you. Joe, do you want to tell us anything about what you saw when you went out there?
Morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I met with Mr. Harper yesterday morning. I've been in contact with him a few times in the last couple of weeks since everything happened. And I guess a couple other people out there have contacted me through social media, so on and so forth. I went out and looked at 4 of the roads yesterday: Concho, Ambush, Lariat, and Two Sticks. Right now, the condition that they're in, and to be honest with you, they're in much better shape than some of our other county roads, except Lariat. Lariat's an issue. What they spoke of is correct. They have tried to get, I was not aware of Concho being tried to be picked up by the county, but I know Ambush was last year. That didn't go through. But Mr. Gomez did notify me, I don't say within the last couple of weeks, that he was going to be doing some work to get it back up to shape, and he did. It looked great yesterday. As far as the culvert issue goes, from my understanding, I did not go out there when the flooding was going on. I was tied up in other situations. I do have employees that are here now that were out there. The Orchard Park, West Orchard Park, was completely underwater. If you drive down down the highway, there was 285. There was water going over 285 because the culverts under, DOT's culverts weren't able to hold the water. You can see the water line where the debris is in the fence, and it's probably a good 2 to 3 feet high. I've never seen water like that. So if that was the case in the Orchard Park area, culverts wouldn't have done any good. You could add a bridge there, and it would have been underwater. So in that situation, I don't know that there's anything that on our part that we could have done to alleviate that kind of water. But it's about all I've got on that. If the commission, whatever comes out, it won't take much for the county to address the issues on those roads, if that's what the commission deems. Yes, sir.
Any other questions for Joe?
Mr. Flood Commissioner, do you want to say anything?
I'm Tim Jennings, the Chaves County Flood Commissioner, and Commissioners, we're going to look. I've talked with Dick about looking into some of this to see what we can do. This is an age-old problem that's been going on for years. That people are buying property out, and without regards, because it's always dry until you have a storm about every 20 years, and then you have a problem. But there needs to be some guidance, I think, on property sales that. In our county about making some statements about flooding and things, because when people buy property and it happens to be in a flood area, you have a problem. We have a lot. It's very, very flat for most of our county. And when you look at 285, it's a natural dam. was created by the Highway Department. There are not enough culverts anywhere along Highway 285 to let the water go through. And, I mean, that's just the way it's been that way since they constructed that road. And it's right out here as you leave town from the other side of Brasher Road, it's that way. It's right here, Brasher Road, the two 24-inch culverts they have go uphill. Well, water doesn't go uphill unless it's higher than the hill. And, you know, it'll kind of siphon over, but that's a problem. We have a problem with flooding. The city has never maintained from the storage facilities where we got water to put water in, to hold water, to move from this, the one right here side of this building, doesn't go across 2nd Street. It needs to go over there and get over to the pond over on Atkinson Street. But the city hasn't ever maintained that or done anything like that. When you look at the pond in the cemetery, you know, quite frankly, that was all land that was given to the city for a cemetery, not for a drainage pond. But if you look at that, where does that water leave there? It doesn't leave there because it comes out to a ditch and it goes uphill, and then once it gets across 285, what little can get across there and comes in front of the county road, it runs across the road down there a little bit further, and then it comes and it drains down into the property in South Springs. Creates a problem for us. And I mean, so we have a lot of flooding issues, and when people put housing out there, no one checks about where it is. And you know, in New Mexico, I don't think you have to have if you want to put a diversion up there on your property to put water somewhere, I'm not aware of any permit process that's out there where it's approved. You can do what you want. I mean, for all practical purposes. So there's a lot of areas to look at, but people, when you live in the country, there are some issues that are out there about drainage and stuff that you have to be aware of, and you have to be aware of a 100-year storm, and you have to know how that can be. Most people just clean off a piece of property, and they don't put, you know, a foot or foot and a half base under it, and then they pour concrete on top and build on top of it. And you need to have your houses up a little, you know. So there's just some things that have to go. We'll look at this and we'll see what we can find on between Zuby Draw and Swan Lake, and we'll see what we can find and see if there's a way to come up with some solutions to this problem. Culverts are a problem wherever we go because of the trash that either grows naturally, but in a flood it all tends to congregate on at those holes that are out there going under the road and plug them up. We had that same problem on diversion number 3 with a number of those pipes that go across there, the 1-foot pipes that go across there. We had some problems with sticks and natural grasses and weeds that plug up those culverts. We're going to try to address that when we fix that. And we've got those dikes all back. We cannot build them bigger with the money we receive. That's going to have to come from out of our budget money. We have to make diversion 3 bigger, and we're going to extend that wider and maybe a little taller. Hopefully that you all will approve the purchase or the lease purchase of the scraper that we have. That will go a long ways towards being able to, whenever you have, I flew over the diversion 3 after, just the other day, I flew over going to Phoenix and looked. You cannot believe how big an area is covered underwater. But when dirty water comes down the river and it's all full with silt, it all settles out. And then that raises up and it raises the ground level where that silt comes out. It's a real fine powder, and the silt that comes in, that's left there, is not really good for packing or using for for a lot of things, because it's just it's a poof powder where you throw something down and it just, goes everywhere. And so it's a real fine stuff. And with that scraper, hopefully we'll be able to alleviate some of that stuff and so we can maintain water flow along those diversions and stuff, and not let it build up between the Hondo Channel and wherever the water is the last is where the most of it settles, and we'll be able to keep the diversions running better. I hope this scraper should help us when we're able to widen that diversion 3. Hopefully we can make it wider than what it is now. And but I think we're looking at it and trying to work. We just have to remember that when these storms come about every 20 years, or I don't know, I would just tell you, I never remember having this much water on the first weekend in July in my life. I don't ever remember having that. This was really a unique storm, and we're basically flat, so it's really hard to move water. But we're going to we'll look at the Juan Lake issue, and we'll look and see what we can do to help to alleviate the problems with people. I would just caution you on your subdivisions and where people build houses, that there needs to be a statement in there about what you have to do to build a road up and put the culverts in to let water go by, and about the problems that you could have with flooding in this area, because it is extremely flat for a lot of this area. And hopefully you'll approve our scraper. If you don't, I don't know how we're going to get rid of it, because it's out at the yard, but we'll get there. And if you have any questions of me, I'll be glad to answer them the best I can.
Sure.
Do the feds still do floodplain maps?
Yes, they do, and I don't know that they really consider an area way out there like that. I know if you're by a drainage area,
Right,
they look at it, but I don't know that they've gone across the whole county to look at that, the whole county-wide thing. This was a pretty large storm that we had, and
Yes, it
to
was.
get that much water, in 74 or 5, we had like 28 inches of rain or something in September. It was unbelievable. It was maybe the 28's too much, but Sanger Lake out by our ranch, I mean, it probably made Sanger Lake, which has been dry for probably 8 or 9 years now, but it put water probably 20 feet deep in Sanger Lake. So the force of nature is unbelievable when it happens. And when you look at the Hondo River Channel and the capacity of the Hondo Dam, Diamond A Dam, they call it, at 1,200 acre feet, that's not much water. But now when you get into Rocky Arroyo, that feeds into the diversion, that Rocky Arroyo, the Hondo goes over into Rocky Arroyo and comes back into the Hondo closer to town. The Rocky Arroyo Dam that has no gate on it will hold hundreds of thousands of acre feet of water. And that's a huge difference, because you can fill up 1,200 acre feet of water coming down the Hondo pretty quick. And, we're limited to what we can get with the water that can pass through Roswell at 1,000 cubic feet per second. And the maximum capacity of the Roswell Channel is 1,300 cubic feet per second. So we have some real issues about where to get it, because we can have as much as, if all the channels are out there, we could have as much as 10,000 cubic feet per second go down the Hondo, or attempt to. I mean, it never will, because it won't hold but 1,300 cubic feet. So we have some issues that are here. We need to have gates on Rocky Arroyo, but some of these things will not help necessarily Zuby Draw or Juan Lake, because it's just flat. We'll have to look and see what we can do, and we'll we'll study that, but, we haven't had, when all the people start moving out there, and it creates a lot of problems that people come to everybody to pay for, which, you have to be real careful with that because it's a limited amount of money is out there to do what we do, keeping the channels closer. And we're lucky we have Dick Smith because he knows more of the history of this area than anyone else. And, when he ever retires, it's going to be extremely difficult to replace Dick. But
So,
we'll try to help these folks the best we can.
so the cost of a gate out there, is that something that should be approached to the Army Corps of Engineers, federal government infrastructure stuff? What would that look like and what would that cost?
Well, I don't have a cost figure on that. We're looking to put it together. It was brought up to their attention in 2006 by Morgan Nelson, and we asked for gates on it then, and they're reluctant to put any kind of gates on any of the water that goes in to the Hondo because it goes down and solves our water problems with the Carlsbad Irrigation District in Texas. So that's why they're reluctant. But we just want to manage the water. And if we have that on Rocky Arroyo, then that really gives us some real significant protection from the Hondo River because it overflows into Rocky Arroyo. And it gives us a lot of protection. Right now, it can just fill up to over 100,000 acre feet, and it will slowly leave at about 430 cubic feet per second. 430, 480. But if we can get the gates, then we can shut it off, and then if you have a breach in the dam, then you can go back and fix it. It might take you a week to dry out enough to fix it, but you could go back and fix it. Right now, we can't. You just have to wait till it runs out. And that's the reason we had such large flooding for so long in this time, is we had no way of shutting the water off. But we'll work at it. I'll give you everything that you pay for. I'll do my best.
Well, thank you, Commissioner, for that report.
Okay, and please approve that scraper because we are going to widen that diversion up another 10 or 12 feet, maybe a little higher. Okay, thank you.
And just as, Mr. Chairman, as a point of information, what flood control has done by taking water out of the Hondo at third diversion and running it, that really works because, well, this morning on the Hondo, under the bridge that I crossed to leave the ranch, it's probably got 10 times the flow right now that you see in Roswell. And it's all because of what flood control has done at third diversion, which is, third diversion is right below where the Rocky flows into the Hondo. And so when all of the water was coming out of the uncontrolled dam on the Rocky Arroyo, that's what put all that water in, and that's where the breach in the dike was that led to the water getting to the airport.
Right. Well,
But I want to thank Ms. Sweeney and Charles and Mr. Gomez for coming in. We can't take any action today because it's not on the agenda, but we have heard you and we'll do what we can. So thank you all for taking the time out of your lives to educate us. And Mr. Chairman, thank you for giving them the latitude to speak. And if y'all want to leave, we won't blame you.
thank you. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our agenda. So agenda item number 1, this will be a public hearing, and this is basically for folks here in Chaves County to give us suggestions and ideas for the Chaves County 2023-2027 Infrastructure Capital Improvements Plan, which is better known as the ICIP. So if we have anybody if we have anybody here, this is a public hearing, so if we have anybody here who wants to give us any suggestions, let me do this first. Let me have Georgiana come up and kind of give you guys an idea, and then you guys can come, anybody who wants to come speak on any recommendations or suggestions to us, then you'll have your time at the podium.
Commissioners, it is a state requirement that we seek public input for the Chaves County Infrastructure Capital Improvements Plan, also known as the ICIP. We currently act as fiscal agent for several nonprofits, the Roswell Joy Centers, well, actually the Joy Centers across Chaves County, the Senior Olympics, Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transportation Network, the volunteer fire departments, which are part of Chaves County in a way, and we do have a very large ICIP. I would like to say that if a nonprofit asks for funding through the legislature and they obtain it, and the county is the fiscal agent, and it's for improvements on real property, it's my understanding the real property has to be transferred over to the county to carry on their inventory. It becomes county property. And then we are, as a county, have to take and make sure that this is maintained. So that is one consideration that the commissioners need to bear in mind. But we do appreciate county input, and some of the things that we have done based on public input is in the installation of the handicapped elevator that's going to be opening soon at the county courthouse, the historic county courthouse. That's a good example of hearing a lot of public comment on an improvement that needed to be made. So that's one of the things that we're looking at or seeking this morning. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, George. Any questions for Georgiana?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so once again, this is a public hearing, and anybody who would like to come up and give us any suggestions or recommendations or requests for ICIPs, please come to the podium, state your name and your address for the record, and don't be shy.
My name is Charles Garlinger, and I live at 107 West Hobson and have property out on Hobson Road and South Sunset right before you get to the base. And I say the government needs to cough up the money to make the Hondo River bed bigger and deeper all the way out to Twin Dams to cover the amount of water that comes out of them dams whenever you get a heavy rain up in the mountains. I know that Tim Jennings spoke of the amount of water that we got during that flood. Well, every 10 years I get flooded out. Every 10 years. And I'm tired of it. And I'm getting kind of old, and I don't feel like playing these games anymore. It's like, okay, it's time for that thing to be widened, for the Hondo River to be widened and deepened, going all the way out to Twin Dams. I don't care how much it costs. If it costs $25 million, I'll get out there and do the digging if I need to save the money. I mean, in 10 years, I can't do it again. I just can't. And Tim talked about property that people buy. Okay, the realtors sell this property. They say that it's good, and the county taxes that property too. And they say that it's good to be lived on. Us people that buy out there that don't have the money to get up on a hill during every 10 years when they get these floods, you know, it's like, well, I don't know. All I can say is it's time to ask the state for the money to widen that channel, the Hondo Channel.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Come to the mic. Please state your name and your address as if none of us know it.
Good morning. Rita Kane Dorhofer, very narrow, unstriped, freshly mowed Mark Road. I have been very, very vocal about the city landfill. I am asking that you put a county landfill on the ICIP list. I have called the state, I have called OSHA, I have called the environmental people, I've called the health people from the state. They all came down here. I think it's about time that we do have a landfill for the county. And I believe, George, didn't you tell me it's on the ICIP? It's being added to the list. So if there's anything that Keep Chaves County Beautiful can do to help you, you just let me know. I am not shy about picking up the phone or telling anybody what I think. Thank you.
And that was the mayor behind you laughing. Please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Larry Conley, 2815 in Cantle. I have to, as you know, Rita and I serve on the ETZ. On the ICP or whatever it is, I wish a high priority, or we should put cleaning up South Main from the airport down to Brasher Road. ETZ has condemned a lot of properties, buildings down there that have never been torn down. And I don't think the people, the owners are going to tear them down. I think the county's just going to have to go in there and do the job. So I think we should have like $300,000 for Lewis to clean up. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Please come to the podium.
Hi, Geneva Martinez, 3691 East Pine Lodge. I first would like to say thank you to some of the commissioners that I've already spoken to in regards to the not having a county dump and what we were seeing kind of at the north part. And I'm glad to see that it's being added to the list. I just would like to know if there's going to be, it's the 5-year list, so where will it be for the priority for it, and if there's any, if we have to work with the city to get this done, just to be more publicized so community members can be more involved. Thank you.
Thank you.
And while we're at it, maybe a new skate park, like in the county.
Anybody else?
Barry Foster, 2206 Fulkerson. In the past, you had put in for a bridge on Brasher. I'm not sure if, and it got passed, and then it got vetoed. And I would continue to encourage widening that bridge because that it does become a hazard with truck traffic and people. And so I would always encourage that we could get that bridge wider. So thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody out in our social media that has any input? All right, thank you, Andrew. Okay, going once, going twice. All right. Commissioners, any discussion, anything that is on your mind that should be at the top of our ICIP for the future of Chaves County? Silence at the end of the dais. Okay. Well, I would say that one of the things that I think that we need to move expeditiously on is the possibility and probability of a county landfill, but it's not going to happen overnight. And fortunately, at this particular stage, I think the city of Roswell is probably maybe, and we have a city councilor here, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months. I'm not sure what that time frame is for the new cell to be created out at the city landfill, which my understanding is that new cell will be something that will possibly last for 10 years. So I think that if we can get some collaboration with the city, we can work towards that county landfill, but in the time frame, it may be something that can help us in trying to clean up South Main Street if we have that collaboration with the city of Roswell to be able to dispose of what we're asked to delete as far as property is concerned, to do that cleanup. I know one of the things that we're constantly looking at is that bridge, and I'm sure that we'll probably have that, because that is something of a safety issue for Chaves County, not only safety but convenience also, to make sure that we're protecting people. I don't know, Sheriff, what kind of accidents or things do you all deal with at that bridge?
So we do have accidents there, and one of the things I wanted to remind you about was we actually had a deputy wreck his car and flipped into the canal there as he was coming up the road. You can't see on the other side of it until you get right at it, and it was a wider vehicle there, and he ended up having to go off into the culvert. So we do have concerns about that bridge as well, and once people are on that roadway, they're bringing loads of stuff to the dump, so sometimes they're wider than the road actually allows.
Well, and hopefully with what our federal government is looking at as far as infrastructure, between that and our ICIP, that'll be something that will get accomplished here in the next year, or however long it takes to construct once we get the funding for it. So, and I know I've had conversation with many of the other city councilors, including one that's in the room. The last couple of years, we've asked for $5 million from the state to help assist the city of Roswell with infrastructure out at the Air Center. I think we've got a good project with the city, not only with the Ascent project, but also with developing the infrastructure to the east side of the airport, where Mystic, which is now AVEX, which I think it's a great thing for the city of Roswell and for Chaves County to get that infrastructure to that east side, because not only do we have commercial activity on the Air Center, but you go another 100 yards and you're into a residential area where the infrastructure and the utilities can be supplied to those residents out there also. So that may be something that we put on there, but we'll make sure that we have the blessing of the city council before we proceed with that. So with that being said, I'll give the commissioners one more chance to.
You brought up a good point. Counselor Foster, can you come? I do have a couple of questions, because I'm receiving calls, just like all the other commissioners, about the trash situation.
Yes.
When is the new cell going to be up and running?
If we could tell the weather, the weather and some of the diversions hurt that cell because for some reason the water that got diverted came around and somehow got into that cell, and they're draining it right now, and it's got to get dry and get down to a less than 5% humidity of the earth before they can put the liner down. But other than that, they redesigned the existing cell grade. They went from a 1 to 6 grade to a 1 to 2 grade, and they believe it'll give us another 7 months. And so I've been out there speaking with our supervisor out there, and to his knowledge, we never said we wouldn't take wouldn't take the county trash. I do think there was a conversation with the storm trash to find, because it was going to be in the roll-offs and it wasn't going to be really compacted, and asked if we could find another place for the storm trash, but he wasn't even involved with that conversation. But the only time we shut down the cell was when it was too dangerous to drive the trucks in. I mean, we had to go in and redesign, and through J&H was out there helping us with the new cell. They had their equipment. They even came in and scraped off like a 1 to 2 foot of mud on the road. And at one point we couldn't even put the city trash in the cell because it was just too wet. And so at that point, yes, we denied everybody going in there. We didn't even pick up. And through some redesign, we're going to be able to solve some of that problem. But from now, I mean, he's saying we have at least 6 to 7 months with our existing cell. The new cell should be up and running before then if it doesn't keep raining like it does. And that's, J&H is there ready right now, draining it, and in fact, going to be taking another tour of it. And I invite any of y'all, if you want to, give me a call, and we can go out there and y'all can see it.
And I've noticed on the city Facebook page, there have been times that you have had to close down
Right.
because of wind or,
Yeah,
like you
anytime the
said,
wind gets up.
road is dangerous, stuff like that. So at that point, there is no trash going in there. Is that correct?
Correct. The
Yeah.
state requires, once the wind gets up, and I can't remember if it's 30 miles an hour, we have to shut down. We can't,
Right.
and that's a state requirement.
Okay.
It's a safety requirement.
A safety
It's a
requirement.
safety
and sa-
requirement.
Plus,
So
it's
that
spreading the
shuts-
trash.
Yeah, and that shuts everything down, yeah.
So-
Also, too, the city landfill. City residents can go in there and take, but they have to have their water department bill, is that correct?
Correct. Once a month, you get a, we used to have the third Saturday or whatever. They've decided to just do it anytime you have you have your water bill, you go in, they check off your water bill, and
Okay.
you get a free.
And that's
dump.
for city residents?
For
What
city
about
residents, correct.
County residents cannot use?
No, because
Okay.
it's, I mean,
Okay.
that's why we have the county dump
Right.
sites, or y'all
Okay.
have the county dump sites.
Yeah, okay, just wanted to clarify,
Correct.
because there have been lots, social media gets out there and then things start flying, so I just want to make sure that,
That's- Yes.
we get information, not misinformation.
Exactly.
So,
Well, and
yeah.
we want to work together. I mean,
Yes.
y'all are a great
Yes.
customer for that
Yes, and we pay the
landfill.
fees.
You pay, I mean.
We pay the fees every time we take, yes.
Abraham printed it
Yes.
off, $180,000 last year, and we appreciate it, because it does help keeping it open, so.
Right. Okay, thank you.
All right,
I
thank you.
appreciate it.
Barry? No, I just asked him not to walk away.
I just wanted to thank the city, because there was a little bit of miscommunication in the newspaper. Mike Matthews told us ahead of time, he says, we're concerned that we don't have enough room in the cell. That was prior to them doing the reconstruction and gaining some time, even for the city garbage, but we're going to absolutely continue to take the compactor garbage. The open tops that we were wanting to put out, because we felt like we needed to do something for the poor flood victims, he says, we don't have a place to put that. We understood that going in, and we chose to haul that material to Carlsbad. It had nothing to do with Abraham, and he didn't probably get the full story when he commented that they have not turned anything away, because we chose to take the open top stuff that we gathered out in the county, because we'd already discussed it with Mike Matthews in the city, and we understand, we appreciate all the work that you did to help us. Even though it was hardship for you, flooding, you know, you guys were unsure, but you did make sure that we had adequate room to put the county trash in there. Unfortunately, we've had some other issues with the county trash in recent days, but the open top stuff that was mentioned, we chose to haul that to Carlsbad because we did work that out prior, and want to thank the city for working with us on that, and you guys are a great partner as well, so thank you.
Well,
And thanks to Abraham.
And we appreciate y'all. And we also, besides all this happening, our brand-new compactor that we bought had the drive shaft twisted off. I mean,
Oh, no.
And it was, and of course, they said it was their flaw in it. I mean, it was a drive shaft that's like 1.5 feet solid steel, and it twisted and broke. And so, but we got that in and got it fixed, and so everything's running good. But, I mean, when it rains, it pours, I guess, and I hate to use that terminology
That's what I was
right
just
now,
going to say.
but everything's going good, the last I said, and like I said, I'm going to be taking another tour of the actual new cell here in the next week. Anybody who wants to, come, give me a call, and we'll take you out there.
Sounds great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. All right, Commissioners, last chance. Any other questions, discussions about ICIP? All right, we're going to move on to agenda item number 2. And Lewis.
Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. This is case Z 2021-3, variance to the 5-acre minimum lot size in Area 2. It is Angels Living Trust is wishing to create a 1-acre parcel of land that will be sold to Central Valley Electric Co-op for the construction of a new substation located just across the street from their existing substation on Chickasaw Road. The existing substation is located on leased land, and they wish to suspend this lease and purchase a new parcel for their new substation. The proposed 1-acre tract is located approximately 1,240 feet east of the intersection of Chickasaw Road and US 285. The surrounding area is vacant with the exception of the existing substation, the large overhead electric line running north and south, and a gravel pit business down the road further east. The area is zoned agricultural residential. The 5-acre minimum lot size was established in 1980 with the approval of the Chaves County Zoning Ordinance Number 7. The purpose of the regulation is to protect the recharge area and the water artesian water basin from overusage and contamination. The proposed 1-acre electric substation would not affect this water basin in any way, and it would not require water usage or a septic tank. Also, the variance for a 1-acre parcel would not be injurious to the public health, safety, moral, or general welfare of the community, nor affect the use or the value of the adjacent properties. This property is to be known as Tract B of the Angel Living Trust Boundary Line Adjustment. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of the variance with one condition. This condition being that the 1-acre parcel of land to be known as Tract B shall be sold to Central Valley Electric Co-op for the purpose of developing a new electric substation. Any other use or sale of Tract B shall not be permitted and shall void this variance. This was approved by a vote of 4-1 based on findings of facts 1 through 6, which is included in staff's report. Staff recommends approval. Sean from Harco Surveying is here to answer any questions about the plating. I don't believe anyone here is for Central Valley Electric. Side note, this particular substation still will have to come before you as a special use in September.
Thank you, Lewis. This is a public hearing, so if we have anybody here in the audience that is in favor of case Z 2021-3, which is a variance to the 5-acre minimum lot size, Area 2. Please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Anybody who is in favor? Anybody out on social media that's coming on to say they're in favor? Okay. Going once? Okay, please come to the podium and state your name and...
I apologize.
No, that's okay.
This is the first time too.
Understood, understood. Come to the podium, state your name and address and why you're in favor of this.
So, good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Good morning, fellow Americans. How are y'all doing? So my name is Joel Sines. I recently purchased 9.527 acres off of West Orchard Park. I believe God works in mysterious ways because I met all my neighbors today. I wanted to, I wrote something up. I'll see if I can read it to you guys on the reason I'm asking for this variance. I want to appreciate Louis. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry.
Forgive me, Commissioners. Before we go any further, please disregard his statements as that will be a case that will come before you next month. Okay?
Come on, Coach.
So, this isn't dealing with the Central Valley Electric.
Right.
Okay.
He'll have his next month.
Just tell us you're in favor of this.
I apologize for the inconvenience. You guys got blessed. Thank you. I'll see you next month.
All right.
You have a good one, Sheriff. Yeah, see you.
Anybody else in favor? Anybody going once, going twice? All right. Anybody who is opposed to this variance to the 5-acre minimum lot size, Area 2? Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed? Anybody out on social media that's opposed to it, Andrew? Not yet. Okay, going once. Give them 10 seconds. Going twice. All right. Seeing no opposition to it. Commissioners, any questions for Louis or?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Zell?
I move approval of the variance to the 5-acre minimum lot size in case Z 2021-03, subject to the conditions set forth in the prior approval.
Second. Does that include findings?
Findings of fact.
Yes.
Got a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to approve Agenda Item 2, Case Z 2021-3. It's a variance to the 5-acre minimum lot size, Area 2, with findings of facts. Any questions or discussions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. All right. Agreements and resolutions. Who's up next? Here she comes.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, County Commissioners. As to agenda item number 3, the agreement A-21-026 between Chavez County and the Chavez County CASA for the Alternative Education Program. B, agreement A-21-027 between the Chavez County and the Chavez County CASA for Gender Specific Program. C, agreement A-21-028 between Chavez County and the Chavez County CASA for the Youth Advocacy Program. D, agreement A-21-029 between Chavez County and the Wings for Life for White Tri Middle School Program. Chavez County received funding under the Juvenile Justice Continuum Grant for programs addressing at-risk youths. Chavez County would like to award subcontracts to the attached providers to provide services for this grant. The term of subcontract agreements will be from July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. Staff recommends approval.
We're going to handle these all, A, B, C, and D. Okay. Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Ellie?
Chairman.
Commissioner Bilberry.
I recommend approval of agenda item number 3A, agreement A-21-026, B, agreement A-21-027, C, agreement A-21028, and D, agreement A-21029 between Chaves County.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Ezell to approve agenda item 3A, agreement A-21-026 between Chaves County and Chaves County CASA for alternative education program. B, agreement A-21-027 between Chaves County and Chaves County CASA for gender-specific program. Agenda 3C, agreement A-21-028 between Chaves County and Chaves County CASA for youth advocacy program. And agenda item 3D, an agreement A-21-029 between Chaves County and Wings for Life for Y-Tri Middle School program. Any further questions or discussion on these? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. George.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This morning, I'm requesting ratification of approval for agreement A-21033 in the amount of $87,600, which is funded through the Junior Bill 21-ZF9119 to purchase and equip sheriff's vehicles. Do you want me to do 5 at the same time?
Let's just do these one at a time. Thank
Okay.
you. Okay, Commissioners, any questions for Georgiana?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the ratification of agreement A-21-033 in the amount of $87,600 funded through the Junior Bill 21-ZF9119 to purchase and equip sheriff vehicles.
We have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Ezell to approve agenda item 4, ratification of agreement A-21-033 in the amount of $87,600 funded through the Junior Bill 21-ZF9119 to purchase and equip sheriff vehicles. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
And again, I'm here, we're requesting ratification of agreement A-21034 to purchase and equip 4x4 sheriff's patrol vehicles, pickup trucks, funded through Junior Bill 21-ZF9120 in the amount of $90,000.
Any questions for Georgiana?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept agreement A-21-034, purchase and equip 4x4 sheriff's pickup trucks funded through Junior Bill 21-ZF9120 in the amount of $90,000.
Motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to approve Agenda Item 5, which is the ratification of Agreement A-21-034, purchase and equip 4x4 sheriff's pickup trucks funded through Junior Bill 21-ZF9120 in the amount of $90,000. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Sandra.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Item number 6, approval to lease with option to buy for one 2020 Volvo, and I need to correct that to L120H wheel loader. And also I need approval of agreement A21-035 to lease the equipment. Chavez County Road Department is requesting to lease a new wheel loader. Money has been approved in the 21-22 fiscal budget. Contract is with Sierra Machinery, monthly lease payment of $2,670.85. Staff recommends approval to lease the equipment and approval of agreement A-21-035.
Ms. Sandra, would you give me that correction again on that?
Sure, instead of an L90H, it's actually an L120H.
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Sandra?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of agenda item number 6A, approval of lease with option to buy for one 2021 Volvo L120H wheel loader, and agenda item number B, approval of the agreement of A-21-035 to lease the equipment.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Ezell to approve agenda items 6A and B. A being approval to lease with option to buy for one 2021 Volvo L120H wheel loader, and B, approval of agreement A-21-035 to lease the equipment, and that monthly lease payment of $2,670.85, correct? Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Okay, agenda item number 7, approval to lease with option to buy one 2021 wheel tractor scraper. Also ratification of agreement A-21-037 to lease the equipment. Chavez County Flood Control is requesting to lease a new 2021 wheel tractor scraper. Money has been approved in the 21-22 fiscal budget. Scraper was delivered at the beginning of the month per Mr. Smith's request due to the circumstances. Contract is with Caterpillar Financial, monthly lease payment of $9,513.16. Staff recommends approval to lease the equipment and ratification of agreement A-21-037.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Sandra?
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if Mr. Jennings approves this. I don't think he stated that too many times.
I think he was speaking for Dick Smith.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Ezell.
I move approval of agenda item 7A and B, which is the approval to lease with option to buy Tim Scraper. And I move that I further move we ratify agreement A-21-037, the execution of the lease.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Ezell and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to approve agenda items 7A and B. A being the approval to lease with option to buy for one 2021 wheel tractor scraper, and B, ratification of agreement A-21-037 to lease the equipment at the $9,513.16 price tag. Any further questions or discussions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. George, Anna. You're getting your steps in today, young lady.
I don't think I've ever been accused of not talking too much. Again, good morning. This morning, I'm asking for ratification of approval for Agreement A-21040 in the amount of $70,000 funded through a Junior Bill 21-ZF9121. I'm going to read this description because it's a little bit.
Georgiana, let me reverse you just a little bit. $75,000.
$75,000, what did I
Okay,
say?
70, but that's,
Oh,
for the record,
75.
$75,000.
Yes. For the purpose of creating a resource database for a local resource directory, referral technology platform, and integrated website to provide public access to resource information for a coordinated referral process for persons in need of health and social services. That's the description. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I understand wheel loaders and scrapers. What did you just say?
Yeah.
What?
Thank you.
What does it mean?
Well,
I'm confused.
this is this is one of those situations where the county is going to be acting as fiscal agent for district court. Judge Hudson,
Correct.
had requested this funding to be able to lease a computer-type program that would allow for an integrated referral system to be established to help service those in need in Chaves County. And there will be a Zoom presentation. They're going to try to organize a Zoom presentation for this. It is my understanding that this would be an initial 3-year lease for a cost of $100,000. And they do have an additional $10,000 available to them through a fund with CASA. And other than that, they're discussing where to get the remaining. The first year is $40,000, and then the 2 subsequent years are $30,000. And that's all I know about it.
My agenda says this is to establish a local resource database director.
That's
or
not my
directory.
typo. But yes, it
Is
should
it
be
supposed to
directory.
be directory?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking director means a new employee
Oh,
and
no.
pays for
No, no.
him after the first year.
It's a
So-
directory.
Okay. I feel much better.
Thank you. But it is, and staff does recommend approval.
Mr. Chairman, Georgiana, is it going to go through our IT, or will it go through, I mean, who will be maintaining all of this? Do we know yet?
We're not certain yet how it's going to be residing. It looks like it might be a third-party company, and we will just put a link, on our site, on CASA's site. At this point, we're not real sure until we see the Zoom where the salesman's going to show everybody what their vision is. But they did get the funding from the state.
So real quick, this setup is going to be something that is going to be operated by the Activate. And so the manpower for the calls to put the information into the database is something that Judge Hudson is putting together. He got Representative Anderson and some of the other representatives to get this funding for it. And so it is without a doubt a work in progress. And this is all about our behavioral health and mental health and all the things that our law enforcement, everybody are having to deal with here in the community. So in this instance, we're going to be the fiscal agents for it, but I don't think we're going to have much more responsibility as far as our IT, other than consultation in some of this. And so hopefully, as Judge Hudson gets this deal figured out, it'll move forward. I think CASA will probably be the one that will be manning the phones to help create this database. But at the moment, it's still kind of an open door deal of development. So we're essentially the fiscal agents for the $75,000. Georgiana talked about it. $75,000 for that is got to be taken care of this year, spent this year, or it goes away. So Judge Hudson and Behavioral Health organization that he's kind of created, which is a non-binary, there's no organization to it other than Judge Hudson really, doing the groundwork and legwork. And this really has a lot to do with going back to when our counseling and associates and some of the other things were pretty much wiped out with the takedown. Turquoise came in for a year, and then they left us. And so we're back to trying to rebuild a scenario where we can handle and try and maintain and manage the behavioral health and mental health issues that we have with some of the other sidebars to it also. So I think it's a good thing, and unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, fortunately, we're the fiscal agent on this deal, and so we're going to help guide this ship and make this deal happen, because this is extremely important, in my opinion, to Chaves County to try and get this behavioral health and mental health issues under control. And I think that the sheriff will agree with me on that.
Mr. Chairman, I will support this, but I want our IT people, Fredo and Andrew, to make sure that this cannot possibly create any kind of portal that would offer access to our system.
Absolutely, and we had a meeting last week where George and Alfredo and Bill, we were all sitting in the same room, and I think we all have an understanding of protecting the county in this situation, especially when it comes to cybersecurity.
That being said, Mr. Chairman, I move ratification of Agreement A-21-040 in the amount of $75,000 funded through House Bill 2 Junior, 21-ZF9121, establishing a local resource database directory.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
We have a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve Agenda Item 8, which is a ratification of Agreement A-21-040 in the amount of $75,000 funded through Junior Bill 21-ZF9121 to establish a local resource database directory, referral technology platform, and integrated website. Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Dick, you got here just a little bit late.
If you need to go ahead and diesel that thing up.
Well
get her
played,
moving.
sir, well played.
You can.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 9 is for Agreement A-21043, which is a lease agreement between Chaves County and La Casa de Buena Salud for the lease of 1511 South Grand. As y'all are aware, La Casa provides a lot of services to the residents of our community, and in the exhibits, there's a list showing what they provide to our community. approximately $480,000 of services are provided to the community throughout the year. And so we actually reduced the rent on this. It's the fair market value rent is $2,950 a month or $35,400 a year. We charge La Casa $1,200 a year to help offset what they are donating to our community. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the approval of Agreement A-21-043 between Chaves County and La Casa Bueno de Salud Incorporated for the lease of the 1511 South Grand.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve Agenda Item 9, Agreement A-21-043 between Chaves County and La Casa de Buena Salud Incorporated for a lease of 1511 South Grand. Any other questions or discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Mac Rogers, come on down.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, for your consideration is Agenda Item Number 10, 10A, County Arterial Program Resolution R-21-032, and Agreement A-21-038 between Chaves County and the New Mexico Department of Transportation accepting local government road funds, and B, County Cooperative Resolution R-21-033, and Agreement A-21-039 between Chaves County and New Mexico Department of Transportation accepting local government road funds. The local government road fund offers a state match award to Chaves County. The state is providing $238,892 under the CAP program and $110,000 under the co-op program for chip sealing county roads. The application process was completed by Joe West and our road department. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Mac?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of Resolution R-21-032 and Agreement A-21-038 on the CAP program between Chaves County and DOT, and move approval of Resolution R-21033 and Agreement A-21039 under the co-op program between Chaves County and NMDOT so that we can accept our LGRF funds.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve Agenda Item 10A and B. A is the Resolution R-21-032 and Agreement A-21-038, County Arterial Program between Chaves County and the New Mexico Department of Transportation accepting local government road funds, and B, Resolution R-21-033 and Agreement A-21-039, County Cooperative Program between Chaves County and the New Mexico Department of Transportation accepting local government road funds. Any other questions or discussion on these?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to say, Cindy, our roads are on this list. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anything else? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Thanks, Mac. All right. Agenda Item 11. Who's handling the block grant? Oh, there you go.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. This morning, we're asking for approval of Resolution R-21-034. It's a resolution adopting required community development block grant annual certifications and commitments. Those certifications and commitments are as follows. the Citizen Participation Certification, which certifies commitment to citizen participation by preparing and adopting a citizen participation plan. Fair housing commitment to the Fair Housing Act of 1968. The Residential Anti-Displacement and Relocation Assistance, certifying compliance with the Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Policies of 1970. And the Section 3 Plan Required Elements, compliance with Section 3 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968. And these are a requirement of the CDBG grant process. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Georgiana?
Is there a process by which these certifications are obtained?
We're doing it right now. We're adopting them. We sign off on the certification, and then there is one other element where I have to go out and I have to do some kind of public education, some form. I can send out coloring books to schools, or I can go talk to people at the Joy Center or some other group, and we'll be in compliance.
Okay, this doesn't involve going to any class or certification
No,
program?
sir.
Then, Mr. Chairman, I move approval of Resolution R-21034, which is the adoption of required community development block grant certifications and commitments.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We got a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve Agenda Item 11, Resolution R-21-034, which is the adoption of required community development block grant certifications and commitments. Any other questions or discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Miss Lucia, come on down.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Agenda item number 12 is Resolution R-21-035, which is the fixed asset inventory. The new listing that I have attached is as of June 30th, 2021, for all Chaves County capital fixed assets. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Miss Lucia?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of Resolution R-21-035 for the fixed asset inventory.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Are we adding any cool stuff?
Some. A lot of new vehicles this year, it seems like.
Will Dick Scraper be on that inventory?
No, if we buy it. Once we purchase it, it will be on.
Got a motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve Agenda Item 12, Resolution R-21-035 for the fixed asset inventory. Any other questions or discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. All right, keep going.
Agenda item number 13 is Resolution R-21-036, which is a deletion of property and proposed disposition. Your approval of this resolution will allow staff to remove the attached inventory. Exhibit A has all the assets listed. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the approval of Resolution R-21-036, deletion of property and proposed disposition.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
A motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve Agenda Item 13, Resolution R-21-036, deletion of property and proposed disposition. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
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 Same sign if you're opposed. Getting too fast. Same sign if there's an opposition. Passes unanimously 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Agenda item number 14 is Resolution R-21-037, which is an approval for a budget adjustment for fiscal year 2020-2021. We have done our end-of-the-year variances, and so we have attached Exhibit A that has budget adjustments that we'll need. Some of these are for landfill fees and various others. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions?
Mr. Chairman, landfill fees. How many times are we going to have to adjust the budget for this? Goodness gracious.
It's more expensive to drive to Carlsbad.
Yes, it is. Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept Resolution R-21-037, approval of budget adjustments FY 2020.
Second.
I was waiting on you.
Come on, boys, wake up.
Give it to Calder.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve agenda item 14, Resolution R-21-037, approval of budget adjustment for year 2021. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you. Agenda item number 15 is Resolution R-21-038, and this is for your approval of fiscal year 2021-2022 final budget. Once again, I'd like to thank all the departments and Finance Committee for continuing on their hard work on this. We have already approved interim budget in May, and DFA did approve this in June. So now before you is the approval of final budget recaps for fiscal year 2021-2022. And this budget recaps does have the actual unaudited beginning cash balances. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Annabelle?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of Resolution R-21-038, which is the approval of our fiscal year 2021-2022 final budget.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
And a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Dana to approve agenda item 15, Resolution R-21-038, which is the approval of fiscal year 2021-2022 final budget. Any other questions or discussions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Tony.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 16 is the Resolution R-21-039, approval of the 2021 financial quarter report. The New Mexico Department of Finance and Administration requires the fourth quarter financial report for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021 be approved by the governing body. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Tony?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of Resolution R-21039. No, that's it. This is that the right one?
You're right.
039.
039. Approval of 2021 final quarter financial report.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Bilberry and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve agenda item 16, Resolution R-21-039, which is the approval of the 2021 final quarter financial report. Any further questions or discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tony.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Resolution R-21040 and Agreement A-21042, if approved, would authorize Chaves County's membership in the Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District Council of Governments. Chaves County has budgeted $8,000 annual dues for this membership. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions on this? Commissioner Dana, is this a value to Chaves County?
Mr. Chairman, yes, it is. This is our voice in Santa Fe, and the partners that we have working for us in Santa Fe and throughout southeastern New Mexico are working very hard to make sure that our voice is heard.
Good, good. Thank you. You want to make the motion?
I sure will. Mr. Chairman, I approve Resolution R-21-040 and Agreement A-21-042 between Chaves County and Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District Council of Governments for our annual membership.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve Agenda Item 17, Resolution R-21-040, and Agreement A-21-042 between Chaves County and Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District Council of Governments for annual membership. Any other questions or discussion on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously.
Agenda item number 18, permission to purchase a 2021 Urban Interface brush truck for East Grand Plains Volunteer Fire Department. Chief Baker is asking for approval to purchase a 2021 Urban Interface brush truck. Truck is within budget and was planned for. The monies will come from the fire apparatus replacement schedule and fire funds. Specifications have been sent to the State Fire Marshal Office and have been approved. Total cost will be $180,536.64. The replacement schedule will cover $109,125, and fire funds will cover $71,411.64. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Sandra?
Are they going to replace an existing unit, or is this an additional?
No, replace.
Mr. Chairman, I move
Commissioner Dana.
that we approve the purchase of a 2021 Urban Interface brush truck for East Grand Plains Volunteer Fire Department.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve Agenda Item 18, permission to purchase a 2021 Urban Interface brush truck for East Grand Plains Volunteer Fire Department. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Okay, to the fun part. Approval of checks.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve checks in the amount of $3,340,468.61.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to approve checks to the amount of $3,340,468.61. Any questions or discussion on spending this money? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Approval of reports.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve reports.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Zell to approve reports. Any questions to the reports? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Okay, unscheduled communications limited to 3 minutes per visitor, not to exceed 15 minutes. No formal action be taken by the commission. Don't be shy, Rita.
morning again. Rita Kane Dorhofer. I am treasurer of Keep Chaves County Beautiful. And if you don't know, I partner with Main Street Roswell to do the trash for them on the courthouse lawn, or what is coming up here on August 7th. But there are some people that I cannot do what I do without these people. Let's talk first about Ellie and Robert. We had a meeting at Ellie's office, and we got boots on the ground what we were going to do for the Alien Fest. We picked up trash. We picked up one diaper, one needle that was full, a syringe that was full. I would have called you, but they had already called the Roswell Police Department, and 2 condoms, plus all the other trash that we picked up. Robert had some people, I told him, do not do Main Street Roswell. Do not do Main Street, because when one of the community service workers and I started, there were cockroaches. I was not afraid of cockroaches. But when we picked up a bag full of maggots, that's when we said no. We were not going to do that. And we were told by the city of Roswell that they were not going to pick up trash on Main Street. Also, on the 11th hour, we got a call saying that we were not allowed to dump our trash in any of the facilities or any of the containers on Main Street. So, this was at 3 o'clock on Thursday. They call me. I called the road department, and poor Angelo picked up the phone, and he said, "What do you need?" And I told him, and I said, "I realize you only have 3 more hours to work for the week." He said, "I'll get it done. I will get you another trash container there." So thank you, Angelo. Then I got a call from, for the chili cheese. That's on July 24th and 25th on the courthouse lawn. Not only do I coordinate picking up on the courthouse lawn, but also in back of the court on the parking lot. Well, I got a call, and they said, "What are we going to do? The city wants to charge us $371.25 for the roll-off, then $120 for the workers to bring it there and to take it. That is $491.25. Come on, people." So what do? I get on the phone. I couldn't call Joe because I called Mac. And poor Mac says, "What do you need?" And I said, "If there's a charge, you send the bill to me because I coordinate trash." Then I talked to Joe the other day, and I said, "Joe, this is don't worry about it. I don't know what it is, but the county tries to help people that bring tourists into the city." Also, I want to thank you, Bill, for signing our MOU, and thank you in advance if you're going to approve our MOU. Also, we are going to walk on the trail. Commissioner Dara and George and Tina and myself, and somebody else wants to walk with us? John somebody or other?
Yes.
Okay, John somebody or other. I'm sorry, George. Wants to walk with us. We have gotten $23,000 on our grant. Some of that money goes for trees, some of that money goes for mural, and some of the money go for trash cans. So if any of you want to walk with us, that's fine. I will be in touch with the finance department. I will be in touch with the sheriff's office. And when it comes to voting, I will be in touch with the county clerk. You've got some great people. I don't know if it's me, but they never say no when I ask them, because they know everything is for the county and for the city of Roswell. And in case you don't know it, which you do, I appreciate it. I call Bill all the time. I communicate with poor Will, and Dara and I were we were texting for about half an hour, 45 minutes yesterday on the trash. I'm sorry, Jeff, that I don't call you, and I'm sorry, Calder, that I don't call you. But I just want to say that I have a great working relationship with the county, and I hope it continues, and I hope you do approve our MOU.
Thank you, Ms. Rita, and I will tell you that you exceeded your 3 minutes, but I'm gonna treat that as a report so you're fine, because I'm sure somebody out there on the social media is going, why is he letting her talk so long? But you're giving us more of a report of what you're doing than it is public comment. So thank you for everything that you're doing for Chavez County and all of our local communities, so. Yeah.
And this is on Friday, like at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, anybody else? Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Andrew, do we have anybody out there that? Going once. Any of our department heads, I know we get our reports and things like that, and we really shouldn't, but if Daniel, you kind of give us a little bit of a verbal report on correctional.
Daniel Ellis, Travis County Detention Center. Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, I want to thank you for everything that you've done. And with what Rita was saying, I was on the radio show the other day talking about the county, and Mr. Winters brought up people will never leave. We've got people like Joe, Mike, and other people, Angelo, been here for a long time, such as myself. People don't leave this place because it's a good place to work. I owe that to all the commissioners in the past and the present. So, things like Joe, manpower, and I think things will get a lot better. Just give us some time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Joe?
Joe West, Chaffetz County Road Department. I'd just like to address you guys. Don't really know where to start. I would like to thank you for the loader. Don't ever let anybody tell you that size doesn't matter. There's a big difference between an L90 and an L120. And just on that point, the L120 that you guys approved today is going to replace the 744 John Deere that's going back on the lease that we're paying $4,000 a month for. If you paid attention to the numbers, the L120 is comparable in size that we're paying $2,000 a month for the next 5 years. So it's a big savings that we're going to be looking at. There's been a lot of talk on social media amongst the county people, amongst the city, as to the trash situation. Councilman Foster brought some of it up. Commissioner Dana brought some up. The director for solid waste for the city, Abraham and I are constantly in contact. We texted this morning. We spoke yesterday. I went back and looked, and we've had 22 phone conversations since the first flood of this year, in Memorial Day, I think it was. So it's not a matter of the city just cutting us off or anything like that. It was a huge burden to us. We had to make a decision quick, because we can't just, shut the county residents off for delivering their trash or bringing their trash to us. Our closest facility to us, aside from the city of Roswell, is Eddy County, which is several miles east of Carlsbad, between Carlsbad and Hobbs. So I reached out to Jason Burns, who's the Public Works Director for Eddy County, and he said, sure, bring us what you got, at no charge. So as of today, we've hauled 11 loads down there during the closures that the city faced for whatever reason. I know they had some flooding issues with the water and with the roads. It's not safe to get up on the cells, and then they had cell issues. So Jason let us bring 11 loads down there at no charge to Chavez County. Yes, it is more expensive. It's 96 miles one way from our facility to Sandy Point or Sandpoint, where their waste place is. Since then, not knowing where we stand with the city or what they're going to do, we have set up an account with Eddy County, so we do have an account with them. Tonnage price, they're half the cost of the city, but they're 10 times as far, so, give or take. We have set up an account with the city of Artesia. Their situation is very similar to Chaves County's. They said we can bring them our trash, and they said just don't do it on Mondays or Tuesdays. That's our busy days as well after the weekend. So we're going to be doing that. If we have any more issues of not being able to go to the city of Roswell, hopefully they'll get their situation rectified soon, and they'll be back on track. I know your phones have been ringing off the hook for the sites being closed, the north side and the south side. Commissioner Bilberry called me from California, saying a lady just called him, chewing them out, and that lady was here. Unfortunately, she left. But the day after she called road department, and I spent an hour and 15 minutes on the phone with her, giving her correct information as to what's going on and so on and so forth. And as of today, the sites are still closed. Temporarily, I would say at this time. I don't know if we'll go back to opening them. We do currently have 9 open tops in the yard full of trash because we didn't have any place to take them. I made a decision to concentrate on hauling most of the trash that we hauled to Carlsbad in our compactors. One compactor holds the equivalent of 3 open top containers. We did an average of what our compactors and open tops hold. Compactor holds 8.6 tons on average, and the open tops is 3 tons. So it's much more economical for us as a county to utilize a compactor, especially if we're having to travel that distance, because we haul in one load what takes 3 trips with the open tops. So our phones were ringing off the hook at the same time that y'all's were. Starting this week, it's starting to calm down quite a bit, with the site still being closed. I've talked to Mr. Rogers about it a few times. I don't know a date for sure when we're going to open them back up if we do. The gentleman that we had in the position monitoring the north side, our laborer position, that position has now been upgraded to a Road 1 as of the 12th of this month. So we're looking to fill that position either with him or we'll go out with other people, applications. So with those changes that we've made, with that being a Road 1 position, we've seen some significant changes this week in the kind of attention that we're giving the sites with 2 drivers instead of just 1 driver and a laborer position. They're staying cleaner. I went out and checked all the sites yesterday myself, which I generally don't do. Angelo does that. He's over waste management. And 2 of the 4 sites that we have with compactors, there was one that I went to the Midway site, which you all know is always an issue. It was relatively clean except for 1 square pile of trash that was right in the middle in front of the compactors. I took pictures of it. Robert was there cleaning it up, and he asked, I pulled up and he said, can you come look at this, please? And I said, sure. So I got out of my vehicle and went over and looked at it. Somebody had taken pretty much limbs and construction waste, tied a rope around it in the back of their vehicle, whether it be a trailer or a pickup, tied it to our fence and drove off, and just let it pull out of the back of the truck and just left it sitting there. So you never know what you're going to see. Then I went to the north side. There was an older gentleman and a younger gentleman unloading a trailer that had all kinds of furniture on it. And the way they pulled in on a trailer, and the way they pulled in there, they blocked all 4 compactors, which two of them were operational and working. And so they took their time unloading the stuff that they unloaded. Well, they loaded the furniture back on, and it was broken. Had we not been there, I'm pretty sure if he'd showed up 30 minutes later, that furniture would have been sitting. We see it all over the county all the time. So I just want to give back on the trash on the Eddy County thing. I'd like to personally thank Eddy County and Jason Burns for allowing Chaves County and reaching out and being our neighbor and letting us bring us our stuff in our time. So that's all I've got, unless you guys have questions.
Joe, thank you for all your attention and my phone calls. I appreciate you taking them. Hopefully, I was some help to you. I don't know if it was or not.
You were. So it's a team effort for sure.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. With the waters that we've had, it's crazy. Everything hit at once. The trash situation. Now we've got the mosquitoes and the weeds. We had to go buy weed eaters this morning, and I've got guys just going out and we can't keep up with the mowers, so we're just doing intersections so people can see. Because we've got several intersections that I went through yesterday that you've got to be out in the intersection before you can see down the road. That's one of the things we're addressing also.
So Joe, with your department's taking care of the mosquito issues that we have here in Chaves County, correct?
Yes, sir.
Come on, you guys do a better job.
Well, we went from one guy spraying to two crews spraying now, so, because we just had a sudden influx. And with the weeds, that's a major place that they live. If you've got technical questions, Angelo can answer those for you. These are weed.
No technical questions. I appreciate it. And I know, yeah, I know that Jim Burris with the city is wanting to be as much of an asset to assist in that. So if you haven't had that conversation with him, obviously with all the rain, that brings a little added stuff. I was listening to Bill talk about driving in his truck coming into town or whatever, and then 4 hours later, he was in his wife's car, and he thought the weeds had grown 2 feet in that amount of time. So it's definitely a problem, but really appreciate all you guys are doing to, under the circumstances, to take care of the citizens of Chaves County. So you are greatly appreciated.
Yes, and Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you on the trash, too. I was there yesterday. I've been trying to go by Midway and look at Midway because, like I said, I get the calls and the emails and the suggestions, and all the suggestions are what we're doing right now, so I appreciate that. And I thanked your road crew that was out there yesterday, just shaking my head with all the stuff that was just thrown out there, and the compactor I went 2 weeks ago, it was completely empty. But there was trash. People they'd rather just throw it out than get out and look to see. But like you said, one person does it and then everybody does, because they assume the compactors are empty. So I know it's a problem. Hopefully, we're all working for a better solution, but we can't legislate rudeness, so.
Common sense.
Yeah, so, but I appreciate what you're doing,
Thank you.
and I know it's a chore, it's a constant chore, so, thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank y'all.
Dick Smith, you made it to this meeting. I know Tim Jennings had already kind of spoke earlier in the meeting, but do you have any words of wisdom for us? And I'm hoping you're not retiring anytime soon.
They were here.
They were here. Yeah,
but
yeah.
They came and, County Road.
Anyway, it was downhill. And so Long Lake, he was farming Long Lake, and that's why he did it. And so Long Lake is downstream from 13 Mile Draw. So we had to build a berm across 13 Mile, protecting 13 Mile Draw. You go to the okay, it keeps the water from flowing down into Long Lake. Now, drawback, is you can't just go on. But maybe at least stuff will go out those ways. So, other than that, I don't have.
Thank you. Thank you for your knowledge and experience.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just add to that, because as Dick was alluding to, it depends on where the events are and what's, you know, when the Hondo runs and the Rocky doesn't, we've got no problem. When the Rocky runs and the Hondo's not, we've got no problem. The perfect storm is when 13-mile Rocky, Hondo are all running at the same time, and we have the kind of storm that we had downstream of the dams. That's when floods happen. And
Right.
that's the perfect storm, and they don't happen very often, but when they happen, this is what happens.
That's what happens. Yeah. Thank you for that, Commissioner.
You know, Mr. Chairman, Dick and Joe both, nothing's been said about out there where the Macho crosses it by Hub Corn out there, and I'm assuming we've got something somewhat done there. I don't know. I haven't talked to Hub in a while, so I don't know. Are they able to get across? I guess they're able to get across that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Now, the gas company, or the oil company, has plans to fix the pipe.
Okay.
They dropped that pipe once. The river, the oil narrows up,
Right.
makes it flow deeper, when it narrows up, and the more erosion, then it keeps going towards that pipe. And it's a pretty old pipe. And we got a company that was putting the water over again, water,
Right.
Good. Thank you,
Thank you.
guys. Cindy, you have any words of wisdom? You got a public election coming up here? November 2nd. Okay, I know you guys are well prepared for that. Mike Harrington, I need to get you to give us some updates, reports.
Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. Appreciate you guys letting me get up here and speak. I've got a lot to say, probably not the right place to say it, so we won't talk about that now. So, but as of right now, I have deputies being interviewed in reference to the officer-involved shootings that occurred over the weekend, and we are glad to see that that's progressing forward, getting everything underway. Let the deputies each have their 3 days off, and that allows them to regain their thoughts and process everything and do that. So that is underway now, and we're just glad to be getting on with it. The one thing that I do want to say to you is that I appreciate each one of you. Whenever we call, or I call you and let you know about this, it's to inform you of what's going on, but it also reassures the deputies that they do have your support and that you guys do stand with them during these times. And I'll tell you, it's very traumatic on everyone involved. You know, not just the people who were out there, but everybody. And we've just seen such a, and I'll just say this, the government has bad-mouthed the police so much that, and really and truly coming from our president and other people to tell, basically letting them know that you can stand against us and that we're the bad guy. And that's what we're seeing. People are challenging our authority and doing it by force. And that is something that I truly blame on our government as what it is today. And I am very thankful that the deputies and police officers in our communities, actually in the southeastern part of New Mexico, are continuing to do this job, because there is enough reason to walk away. There is enough reason to walk away. When you look at the way that our government is, and I'm not talking about our local government, I'm talking about the United States government and the government out of Santa Fe, putting restrictions and things like that on police officers, and really and truly trying to make us out to be the bad guy, it is causing more and more people to be combative with the police and trying to use deadly force against the police. And that is something that we cannot stand by and allow to happen. We're not going to have it happen, but I'm going to tell you, it is going to have an effect on my deputies for the rest of their life. Every one of them. And so I do want to say that with that, I'm very thankful that we have you as our commissioners. I want to say I'm very glad to have deputies who want to be helpful to this community, want to be a part of this community, and want to make a difference, and they continue to stay. So with that, I'll answer any questions that you have, but that's pretty much where I'm going to end this. Oh, I also do want to say about the trash, just so you know. Joe did text me and ask me if there's anything that we can do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have deputies go out, and if they have reports or they need something that needs to do, just set it at those sites. I would also ask the community, take pictures of the license plate if you can, if not, of the vehicle that you saw and the people out there dumping trash. You can't call and tell us that it's happening and you don't take a picture of it. We want to have them in the process of doing it, so that whenever we do go out there and talk to them, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And we can say, now, go get it cleaned up or you're going to be cited this. And I think right now, because people have been made aware that you are not allowed to dump trash at those sites, we're just going to start arresting people. And I think that that's going to be the best remedy. Is the word will get out pretty quick. Hey, if you dump trash like this, you're going to be arrested for littering and also other things. So we will take it from there.
Mike, how is your deputy that was hospitalized? How's he doing?
He's doing good right now. He does have a broken hand. He's going to have to have pins put into his hand for because of the degree of fracture or breakage, I guess. And other than that, he's doing very well. And I also want to tell you, thank you for the body cameras. Thank you for the cameras that you got for us. They really and truly make a difference. And it also helps with the deputy being able to come back and watch the video again to show that they did everything right. And that's important for them, because they're going to have to go home and it's going to play over and over. And without the video, your brain fills in these spots with other things, and but the video is very factual. So I thank you for that as well.
One thing is for sure, we can't have our law enforcement second-guessing themselves at any point in time. Because once they start second-guessing themselves, that's when they get killed.
That's correct.
And so we greatly appreciate all of our law enforcement and our guys here, the sheriff's deputies and you guys. And I can't say enough in appreciation for you guys and them continuing to step up and protect and serve the citizens of this community. So
That is correct.
Thank you, guys.
And I want to say thank you to the state police, to the Roswell Police Department, and like I said, to my deputies as well. But everybody has come together. They're working great together. And it's important in these times where we don't have a whole lot of people who want to be police officers or deputies because of what's being put out there, that we have to really work on keeping the ones that we have that have that heart to do this job. And it doesn't take a lot of work on our part, because I just believe they're here because they want to be here.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Louis?
Were you in timeout? I saw you just come out of a small, dark room.
Chairman, Commissioners, forgive me. Yes, Julia's on vacation, and Brian needed to go do some inspections and was able to get back real quick, so I was able to come back in. I quickly wanted to give you a brief update. Brian Hotland,
Hotelet.
I always mess up his
Hotelet?
last name. Anyways, he has been approved by the Bureau Chief of the CID as our general building inspector. So now he's able to inspect commercial and residential, both on the structural and electrical side. So he's only a few more years, hopefully, from the CO position, which is the building official, BO. So we're excited about that. I also wanted to thank Mike and all of his deputies. He is correct. For the past year, I've been doing code enforcement, and we have found that everyone has become more aggressive and confrontational. And I will not visit a site without the deputies. And even then, we still get it. We still do. And it doesn't matter from what side of the tracks you're from, we get it from everybody.
Well, maybe we should send social workers out there.
We get it from them too. CID, yeah, we get it from everybody. But thank you, Mike, for everything. And thank you, Commissioner, for everything that you've done for us.
Thanks, Louis.
Thank you, Louis.
All right. Bill Williams, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. It's really interesting whenever you look out and you see all the people from the community. That's the way this is supposed to work. And I really want to thank all the people on West Orchard Park and the other areas that came in to tell us what we can do to be better. We really greatly appreciate that. It's happened in the past, and want to always encourage people to do that. It's just the way it's supposed to work. On kind of a case in point, on the ICIP, the Brasher Bridge was brought up. We had no understanding that there was really an issue with the Brasher Bridge until we had a code enforcement, or not a code enforcement, but a planning and zoning case. The residents came out and said, we don't want this business out here because the bridge is so dangerous. And so they brought, sure enough, they brought proof that there was a dangerous bridge. They brought it to our attention. We brought it to our ICIP list. We brought it to the legislators. They funded it. This thing went just like government is supposed to work. People bring it to our attention. We do our job. The state does their job. We get money. We fix the bridge. Made it all the way to veto, and it was lost, of course. But thanks to the people that brought that to our attention. And again, that's going to be a high priority on our ICIP list this year, because we know that our legislators are 100% behind it, and we all know that we need to fix that before someone does lose their life on that narrow bridge with the site issues. Other ICIP things, the regional landfill, like I say, we really appreciate the way the city of Roswell has worked with us. They have their limitations though too, and especially in this time with all the adverse weather and the construction of the new cell. So want to thank them for working with us. Also want to thank Carlsbad, as Joe said, for working with us to get things done. Another thing that we are going to add to our ICIP this year is a regional events center. It may be some time off in the future, but as you all know, unless it's on our ICIP, we can't really request funding. We can't accept funding. So we're always trying to think outside the box. What are things that we really might utilize in our community at some point without just making it just full of stuff that we'll never do? So a regional events center is something that's in there. There's a big interest in that throughout a lot of our community, and I believe we can all work well together on that. There's some ICIPs going to be for improving water supplies for some volunteer fire departments down in the Boot Hill. They need to make sure that they have water to fight fires, so we're going to put that on our ICIP and try to look for funding there. Mac did his first presentations today, and I want to give him an attaboy. Did a great job. He did the CAP co-op presentations. Thank you again for approving those, and thank DOT for funding us. It's a great help for keeping our roads repaired. They pay 75%. There was no school bus fund this year, but we hope that next year that'll come back. But we did get the funding for the CAP and the co-op programs. Going to go to Lovington tonight on the 30 by 30. They were gracious enough to come over here and support us. Eddy County, Lee County, Lincoln County. We had people from all over the state last month when we did ours, and Lovington is going to have Margaret Byfield over there speaking about that and about how poor of an idea that is, and I'm going to go over to support them this evening. I also want to thank all of our staff. We've had a very busy 45, 50 days, I guess, with one rainstorm after another, with trash problems, with rain problems, with flooding problems. Flood control has been just working night and day practically to get things done. And Rita mentioned poor Angelo. I want to do a special shout out to poor Angelo. Angelo is our go-to guy. I mean, we call Joe and stuff too, but Angelo's the guy when you need to know something about vector control, it's Angelo. When you need to know something about if roads are getting bladed, we call Angelo. If we need to know about trash, we call Angelo. If it's flooding and someone needs to get barrels out at 9 o'clock at night, we found out the police is coming down. Angelo's our guy that goes and gets all that stuff done. He fills the role of our road department technical advisor very well, and just want to thank him for all that. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys for everything, and look forward to a slower next month.
Hopefully. Thanks, Bill. All right, Commissioner Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say thank you, too, to all the departments. It's been an interesting, like you said, since Memorial Day with all the rain and everything. County was out, I think, last week, and you can practically see the weeds growing. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I love the rain. My yard looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful and green, and everything came back, but boy, the mosquitoes and the weeds have been amazing this year. But like I said, a perfect storm. Everything was in place, and you know, we're doing the best that we can, and I appreciate the departments for what they're doing. And Sheriff, I think that's a great idea to have your deputies sitting maybe at a I think if people see the presence, they'll know that we're at least keeping an eye on it. It's easy to spread misinformation, and social media is doing a wonderful job about spreading misinformation. So I'm glad that we kind of worked on getting the right. And I'm glad when people do have comments or they have questions, I'm glad that they're calling to say, okay, talk to me and set the record straight. So I appreciate that when they do want to know the truth and what we're actually doing, instead of getting on social media and slamming all of us and the county isn't doing anything. Well, we're trying, we're working on it. So, but I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everything that y'all do. We have a great team, and I thank you for putting in the extra hours, the hard work, because it's been, like you said, a busy few months. So maybe we'll get just the problem is once all of this dries out, and you can see it on down, the tumbleweeds and the needle grass and all that green stuff dries out, and then here we go, the wildfire starts. So, take advantage of it and see what we can do. But I thank everybody for everything that they're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Dana. Commissioner Ezell.
I'll start over here. You, Mike, when you had the podium, you thanked us. That's not necessary. I think I speak for everybody on this commission that our job is to have your back and your deputies' backs so that you can hire and keep. And please know that you always will. Joe, my wife specifically instructed me to tell you that she went to the grocery yesterday and got back to the house with no broken eggs. Dick, what you and Tim have been able to do, primarily you, has been incredible. I know we had some flood damage and some people had some real hardships, but without third diversion and the work you've done out there, it would have been so much worse. It would have been bad for town. It would have been, well, we would still have FEMA here. And so I applaud you for your expertise and your wisdom and your people's ability to get things done and done right. So you have our undying gratitude. Thank you for our budget. Just a couple other things. Chaves County Livestock Fair and Livestock Sale will be next Friday. I will make sure that we have a presence and will expect you all to contribute. Mr. Chairman, I know I'm not going to take up your time because I'm sure you're going to talk about your trip to D.C.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people think when we send folks to D.C., it's just a boondoggle. It's just, and that's not the case. I mean, we have, with every trip I know of, we have accomplished positive things for Chaves County. And if you don't think that the government can help us out, the proof is all those Texas Democratic legislators went to D.C. with 1 case of Miller Lite, but they came back with 6 cases of Corona. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Zell. Commissioner Bilberry.
I just want to go and read at what Commissioner Ezell said. Mike, Joe, Angelo, Dick, all you guys have done an outstanding job. You kept riding from Kernan in the county, I believe. And, you're good at what you do, and I appreciate all of it. And I know there's a lot of other people in the county do too. It's always a few of those that make loud noises that are negative, and we seem to pay a lot more attention to those that are on the same team with us. So anyway, just thank you. And our county is the best county there is in this state. I promise you, go west here a little ways and you'll find out that this is a really good place to be from, and everybody here cares about everybody. So thank you, and I want to thank Will and Bill for going to Washington, D.C. to represent us, and I know that this is going to be a good report, what Will comes up with here to tell us, and it is a challenge when you go back there to visit with those folks, because they don't understand a lot of the things that we go through here, and I appreciate you guys taking time to do that. Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner Bilberry. Yeah, our trip to Washington was I don't know that I want to say that it was fruitful, but if we don't go out there and if we don't have a voice, and whether, I mean, we spent a lot of time talking about this 30-30 plan and trying to educate and get others to understand what is going on with it. I mean, the federal government will sell this as the greatest thing, and they've rebranded it to America the Beautiful, but it's really about the federal government controlling more of our land and waters here in I would tell you that it's in the west of the Mississippi is what, they already control a large majority of the land in the West, but they want to control more of it. And they're going to use whatever tools in their toolbox, whether it's relisting the lesser prairie chicken, which that was one of our main topics out there, or whether it's in conversation with the folks from Utah and Idaho and other parts of the West where, the Antiquities Act, where the president has the opportunity, whoever that president is at that point in time, to make an executive order to take land and say, okay, this is a monument area, and now it belongs to the government, and it is very it hurts our states, our counties when those types of things come to fruition. So those are some big battles that we're dealing with out in Washington D.C. and with the federal government. One of the other big topics, and I've been on task force for broadband, and I think that if there's one of the many things that we have experienced during this COVID timeframe, especially for our public education and people working from home and things like that, is that our broadband is not what it could be, what it should be out here in rural parts of the United States. And so that's a big deal that we're working on through the National Association of Counties and with the New Mexico Counties organization. So a lot of work that was done, a lot of work that needs to be done, and it's going to be an ongoing deal. And so we have to have that voice out there. We have to have that representation. And I appreciate the support. And I was really excited since Commissioner Bilberry couldn't make it out with all the things he has going on here, was to get Bill Williams out there for his first experience with going to these meetings and being part of the process that's going on out there. So I think it was a good experience for Bill and gave him a better eye of what's going on out there and what we're dealing with at these meetings and stuff like that. And it's been an honor to serve as a second term on the Western Interstate region, which we're dealing with a lot of this stuff. And it's amazing. It's a process. And when you dig deeper into it, you're just shaking your head going, where's the common sense in any of this? And there's really not any. They want to talk about science. They want to talk about facts and things like that. But they throw those words around like they're, candy. Here's the science to this, here are the facts to it. And they really don't make sense as to what we're really dealing with. And people on the East Coast that are making these statements or saying these things, they don't live here. Our ranchers, our farmers, our folks that live out here, they're taking care of their lands. I mean, we're doing our part, but they want to act like we're not. Our oil and gas guys, I guarantee you that when we go out and drill, or we've got pump jacks out there, we're doing our part to preserve and conserve and not try and destroy the land that they're working on. I mean, everybody's doing their part. And but if you listen to folks out there, they think that we're as evil as can be, and we're trying to destroy the planet, and that's far from the case. We do our job. Let us do our job, and don't show up thinking that because you read something online or you read a textbook or something like that, that you're now the professional that can tell our ranchers and farmers and everybody else what they should be doing to do these things. It has been a long summer so far. We're fixing to hit August. School's going to be back in session here pretty quick. Please, everybody, we hope. Please, everybody, and Commissioner Ezell brought up the legislators that ran off from Texas to go to Washington, D.C., and the fact that they jump on a private plane and nobody's wearing masks or nobody's taking, quote, COVID seriously that everybody has been preaching for a year and a half now. And so they did come down with COVID cases, but yet citizens, we spent 10, 11 hours wearing masks in our airports and on our planes. But the fact of the matter is that everybody, from the start, I've said everybody's got to be smart, use common sense, and be vigilant with this stuff. And if you feel like you're getting sick, go see your dang doctor. Don't sit around and wait for something different. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but, you know, they're talking about these different variations of this COVID stuff, and I hate to think that they're going to try and shut things down again, because it's not gonna work. It's really not, and so that's where we need to do our part to avoid that. Wash dang hands. You know, that's I guess if I had one thing, I'd say biggest thing you should be doing, and before COVID, wash your hands. I mean, keep your hands washed. Everything that was said by the commissioners earlier, can't reiterate enough. We have an absolutely amazing family here in Chaves County, and everybody, you know, everybody is doing amazing work, and we've had a lot of challenges over the last couple of months. But we pull together and we support each other, and we've got each other's backs, and we do what we do because we love this county and we love this country, and we all want to make a difference to do the right things. And so with that being said, we got I've got a bunch of documents to sign, but I appreciate everybody being here. Miss Rita, on Sunday, I'm going to be sitting on the rail in the Crawford box, finally getting to go see a Houston Astros game at Minute Maid. And I hope we whip the Rangers, but I'm going to at least get a chance to go see my first ball game at Minute Maid Field. So with that being said, God bless America, God bless this county, and God bless all of you. Thank you.